What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Hendrick Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Concord getting to check out this Genesis G80. So huge shout out to them for providing this vehicle for me today. They have a ton of new and used inventory on the lot. I'll have all their information down in the description below. Definitely check them out. But in today's video, we're gonna check out buying a half-price Genesis to see what it has to offer and if it's a good buy. So this is a 2018 Genesis G80 3.3T Sport, finished off in a very beautiful salvia red. It has some really nice accents on it too, which we'll get into later in this video. But for the 2021 year models, they can reach up to around $70,000 fully loaded. This one is around $36,000 with 43,000 miles on it. So it's basically a half price Genesis G80. And I think for half price, you're still getting a lot of car. We're gonna go over some of the major differences, starting off with the engine here in just a sec. As we finish off the walk around of this, you can see all of these brushed gold accents, which just give it a really clean look. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the engine. We have the vehicle locked. You'll see the side mirrors open up. All we have to do is push that button on the back side and we can unlock it and then pull on the hood latch up underneath. As we work our way to the hood now, the latch is over on the right side. So I just need to pull this up a little bit, and it is assisted, so we can easily open this up. And now you'll see the 3.3 liter twin turbo V6 engine. This pumps out 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. Now for the 21 year model, they went to a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 with 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. Both engines are still paired with the 8-speed automatic transmission, so you are getting a little bit more horsepower and torque in the newer model, but I don't think it's enough to justify spending twice the price for a newer model. We also have a curb weight right around 4,500 pounds for this. The newer models are just right under 4,500 pounds, so they practically weigh about the same. 0 to 60 is around 5.2 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. So the performance gains are really not that significant, although it is a little bit bigger of an engine with more horsepower too. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this exterior. Coming up front here, we have a really beautiful design. I love the way that the grille is shaped. It's finished off in like a brushed rose gold. It has a really nice design to it. You can see all the mesh within it, as well as a forward-facing sensor. We have the camera up top and the parking sensors too. Not a huge fan of the placement for the front license plate bracket. Kind of takes away from the grille design. But this does have LED headlights. We have the LED DRLs too, which run along the lower section of the headlight. You'll also notice too that the turn signal breaks up the intersection of that, so it doesn't go the whole length, so you can still see part of the DRL. But it just has a very beautiful design to it. I'll put up some pictures of the 21 year models, and honestly, I like the body design for this 2018 a little bit better. We even have functional vents down below, finish off with more of that brush trim. You can see all of the vents in the lower section. Really nice contoured lines. I don't see too many Genesises out on the road, and this is actually the first one that I'm checking out, so I really like the design of it so far. You'll also notice too, one big difference up front is that the hood on the 21 year models goes all the way to the grille. So on this model here, you can see there's bodywork in between the grille and the hood. On the 21s, it goes all the way to the top section of the grille, and the grille is much wider too. So as we work our way to the side profile now, you'll see there's a really nice set of wheels on this model, and we have more of those accents around the center wheel cap with the Genesis logo. It just has a really nice accent against this red. We have blacked out side mirrors with the integrated turn signal and a camera, so it's really nice to see that for a 2018. You'll see more of that trim surrounding the windows. We even have a full moonroof, which is great to see. Really clean lines running down the side profile, a little bit different from the 21. You'll see there's a really nice line from the headlight going right through the door handles all the way to the tail light, as well as some nice trim pieces in the lower section of the door. You can see the side skirt poking out just a little bit too. And then that leads us onto the rear, where on the newer model, Genesis is actually spelled out right through the middle of the trunk. Here you can see we just have the logo along with the 3.3 and the G80 badge. You'll see the quad tip exhaust with the gloss black diffuser. Personally, I really like this model. It has a great design to it. And now it's time to take a look at the interior. We have some really nice materials. You can see the carbon fiber trim on the top along with brushed aluminum. This has memory seating adjustments. All of the windows are actually automatic up and down. You can see there's really nice black leather on the armrest and beautiful stitching. Good amount of storage space. As we work our way to the seats now, for 43,000 miles, they're actually in really good condition. have more orange to them and all of the stitching. As we work our way inside now, you'll see we have more leather on the steering wheel, Genesis badge of course. Now it's time to start this up. Taking a quick look at the gauge cluster, you can see there's nothing too fancy about it. We have the normal tach and speedometer along with a digital screen right in the center. You can use buttons over on the right side of the steering wheel to go through all of this information. So you have everything from your miles per hour as well as your average trip information. There's also a compass. You can look at some of the technology features as well as your attention level. And there's also different settings for your heads-up display, your doors, your lights. So it's a good amount of information for you to go through. On the newer model, that is more of a digital screen, so I'm sure it provides a lot more information. We have all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings, your voice commands, Bluetooth, and modes for the radio, as well as steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. I'm excited to see this is more of a luxurious vehicle from Hyundai, being the Genesis brand, but I think there's some performance to it with that twin turbo. So we'll see how those respond once we get this out on the road. You'll notice over on the left side, we have a shade for the back window actually that you can push on. You can raise that all the way up. You have some nice luxurious items in a vehicle like this. For this price point, we have the lane departure or lane keeping assist, fuel cap. You have the blind spot, traction control, dimmer switch for the gauges. I love this carbon fiber too. We have leather on the dash, and this model even has an Alcantara headliner. For $36,000, you are getting some very nice materials. It covers the entire headliner there. We have a pretty good sized screen right in the middle. It is a touchscreen system, so you can swipe through it or basically just push on what you like there, or you can control it down below, either way. So we have shortcut buttons to all this information. Menu is what you see here. So we have the phone, navigation, you can pair your phone to this. It's actually a pretty decent system. It does look a little bit dated, but it has all the information that you need, so you really can't go wrong with that. More carbon fiber and brushed aluminum. It just gives it a really cool interior. We do have a few buttons going on underneath it. There's all of the buttons for the AC. You have dual zone for your temperatures. There's even a CD player, which I don't think is in the 21-year model. And we have some other controls for your radio, your seek and track. So it's a nice layout. Not a whole lot of buttons, clock right in the middle, but it definitely gives it a great layout. You'll see there's a little bit of storage space down below with a wireless charging pad. That is something that is really nice to see. You also have some auxiliaries so you can charge electronics. You'll see two cup holders. Taking a look at the shifter now, it's actually kind of funky because park is in the front here. So you just push on P, of course, to put it into park. But when you're ready to go with your foot on the brake, you just put this all the way up for reverse. And you can see the 3D camera system has some pretty good graphics to it. You can see the backup camera there, split angle. We have a little bit different of a view. Oh, you're actually looking at your side cameras there on each side of you. That is pretty awesome to see. Full screen, and then the backup camera with the top-down view. So that's pretty awesome to see. Of course, you can go all the way down into drive and then put it into park. You'll also notice the heated and ventilated seats. Really cool option to have. Pushing on this button here will go into your driving information, so you can pull up all of that. You even have a shortcut system to the camera. And then looking at the center armrest here, decent amount of room. You can put in a lot of items with a 12 volt and a USB there to charge more electronics, and a good amount of room in that glove box. So this is a very nice interior. And as I mentioned, we do have the full moonroof. So you have that with the controls up front here, so we can open that up. There's also a sunglass holder, perfect to put in. And I just missed it, but the sunshade actually split. So it rolled up to the front here and rolled up into the back, and then the sunroof did open too. Very nice to see that. A lot of light is provided to this interior as we close that up. So now we're gonna shut this off because it makes a really nice exit sound. Giving you a nice luxurious sound as you exit your Genesis. The door panel in the rear looks just like up front. We have the manual sunshades for both windows and then that automatic one in the back. And there's a decent amount of space in the back here. At 5'10", I can easily fit my feet up underneath the seat, have plenty of room for my knees, about 2 or 3 inches above my head. You do have air vents, which is great to see. We have the owner's manual too in this thick box here. So that's kind of neat to see. There's also a good amount of room in this center armrest here, so you can fold this down. We have heated rear seats, which is awesome to see, along with 2 cup holders, and there's even a cutout here too. So you can pull on this if you want to put in any items through. Great to have that cutout for a sedan like this. You can see pretty good amount of visibility. I like that second window there for your backseat passengers. And last up, before we get this out on the road, we can take a look at the trunk space. This is a power trunk, and you can see a ton of room with the back seats up. You can place in anything that you want back here. It goes out to the driver and passenger side, so you can definitely place a lot of items in here. There's even a hook that you can pull down if you want to put groceries or any items like that. And then you can lock it, of course, or just push it to close it. What do you guys think? For half price, you can get a Genesis, a very luxurious brand vehicle, for $36,000. You get quite a lot of options, a lot of standard safety features. All right, so setting off in the Genesis now, you'll notice that we have a pretty large door opening, making it very easy to enter and exit. We'll start this up here. For $36,000, I am very impressed with what you can get in this vehicle. Now, there is the depreciation factor in buying a brand new vehicle versus this being a few years old and already being less than half price. So that is pretty crazy to see for the Genesis brand. But they do make some really, really nice cars. I've seen a few of the newer models out on the road, and just testing this backup camera here, you can see how good that is. I really don't see that many Genesises out on the road, so it's really nice to be able to check this out and see what you can get for the money. Now, on the used market, buying a Genesis, Hyundai/Genesis, they have really nice warranties that I think the powertrain is around 120 months or 100,000 miles, and they have some other basic warranties that are 60 months, 60,000 miles, and those are transferable to the next owner. So in buying this vehicle, you can still get a warranty. With 43,000 miles, you still have 50-some thousand to go, which is pretty impressive to see. So if there are any issues with it, you can take it in and it will be covered under warranty. That is, I think, one of the biggest highlights that you can get from Hyundai or Genesis is the warranty that comes with their vehicles, which is very impressive to see. But this interior here, it doesn't seem too dated. I love that we have some updated materials like the carbon fiber, the brushed aluminum. It has a nice premium feeling interior. I can see it being slightly outdated just a little bit with the screen graphics at least, but we have a nice large screen, and so far it's very comfortable to drive. It's very quiet. I know I haven't been too quick in it. Coming around this turn here, we'll give it a little bit of gas as we come around this turn. You can feel a little bit of the body roll. This is more on the luxurious side, of course, than being more sporty, even though we do have that twin turbo engine. So let's pop it down with these paddle shifters. I don't see the gear. Oh, there we go. Gear selection is in the upper left. Visibility is very good for this family sedan. Wow. Not doing anything too crazy, not even half throttle there. The paddles are very responsive. You can't really feel the shifts. This is just getting up to speed gradually, giving you a nice comfortable ride. So as we downshift now, you can hear the engine more so than the exhaust. Wow. Very, very smooth in those shifts. That is impressive to see. So it does have some performance to it. It is a heavy sedan. 0 to 60 is respectable for it. And so as we get all the way over here, I like it. Very smooth. I wouldn't take this out on back twisty roads or anything like that. While it does have some performance, it's not quite at the level of like some BMW M cars, which of course are a whole different level. This is more so the luxury. Hyundai doesn't really make any sporty vehicles. They have the Veloster. They definitely offer the sportiness with the engines though, but this doesn't have any of the suspension to really handle that. It's just a very nice cruising sedan. Very good daily driver, I can see, with the amount of room that you have in it for your passengers, the space that you have behind the back seats as well. You could easily drive this every single day and just have a very, very beautiful sedan that people would think you spent a lot of money on. Now, if you bought it brand new, you spent a lot of money on it, but at the same time too, you'll also lose a good bit of money buying a brand new one. Now, I'm not trying to deter anyone from buying a brand new one, but for less than half the price, basically, this vehicle is in really good condition. Brakes do a good job. And I really don't think that this model is missing anything. We have the sunroof, we have Alcantara on the headliner. It's a very beautiful interior. And it's taking this turn very well. All right, so getting up in automatic mode now. Doesn't even have to hesitate. This is a pretty quick sedan. So yeah, for $36,000, this is a bargain of a vehicle, I think. You're competing with other vehicles like BMW, Audi, Mercedes. It's not quite to that same level, of course, being a few years old compared to the 21-year models and some of the other technology features that those models have. Now, a lot of those are going to be way more expensive than this vehicle here, but it's competing with some of those models, having the materials on the inside that it has and even having the engine performance. And so we can give it a little bit more gas here. One last acceleration. It almost feels like it's going to put you back in the seat. If I really got on it more, I think this would definitely get up and move. But I like it. A perfect daily driver, very quiet, plenty of power, lots of room. But I think that's going to wrap it up for taking a look at the Genesis G80 Sport. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Concord for providing this used vehicle for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website because they have a ton of used and new inventory on the lot. Yeah, this is definitely a lot of fun to drive. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date on our daily uploads. I'll see you guys in the next video.